This is your extraordinary action framework to help you build the master plan that could actually change your life. Sounds like it should be big and beautiful and complicated, but as you will see, it comes down to a couple of fundamental things. A master plan is not complicated because success is very simple. If we want a master plan and we want to know what extraordinary actions we need to take, we need to know the issue. So the first thing I want you to write down is, what problem am I trying to solve? We have so many stories to share, so many excuses, so many reasons, all the things that have kept us from the life that we want, except for the fact that that is all pretty and sounds good and makes sense, and you might be right. But what if you just agreed to solve one problem? What is the one problem that if you solved it would make everything so much easier? This is a lot of everyone's problem, is they don't address this. Next time you're struggling, next time you're frustrated, next time you're in the midst of frustration, what problem are you trying to solve? Because if you just think that the world is stacking up against you, then it might be a lot simpler than that, and we can take it down a notch and actually address the issue. So I suggest that you take some time to answer this question to the best of your ability. Once you've figured out what it is, and I'll use an example here in a minute, but I wanna go down the line a little bit. Next, we have to talk about, if this is the problem I wanna solve, why does it matter? We could come up with problems all day long, but we want to address the ones that actually matter to us. Why do they matter? Why is it important to you? Why is it something that we're going to get to the bottom of it no matter what? Why does it matter? And then next, I want you to ask yourself, will this problem affect me in 5 years? And from here, you can ask yourself a couple of other things. What's the best case scenario if this problem gets solved? What's the worst case scenario if this problem doesn't get solved? And then just before we move on, ask yourself, do we need to solve this problem? If you've unpacked all of this and you realized, okay, it's a problem, but I actually see why it's more of a gnat than it is a really, really large thing that is going to get in my way, then maybe we need to work on a different problem. Maybe something came up for you here that makes you realize this is not the root of all my issues, and I actually could fix something else that would help this and all of my dreams come true. So once you've decided, yes, indeed, I need to solve this problem, now we can move on. So let's say what problem am I trying to solve is I don't have enough time to work on my side business. Not enough time, everyone's favorite problem. Why does that matter? If you don't have enough time for a side business, it might be because you have a full-time job. If you don't have enough time for a side business, it might be because you have children. If you don't have enough time for a side business, it might be because you've got a lot of people asking you for stuff all the time and you just keep doing it. So why does that matter? If you want to work on your side business, it might be because you want to leave your full-time job. It might be because you need more money. It might be because of a lot of different things. It's actually something you're excited about and love the idea of the fact that it does make money to work on a passion project. So why does it matter is going to be specific to you, but let's just say that it matters because I need to bring in additional income to support my family. Okay, my handwriting's gonna get crazy here, but it should be crazy. We're working through thoughts and things that are going on in your life. Will this problem affect me in 5 years? I want you to imagine that you do not ever start this side business. Think of all of that. What is the best case scenario? That it does get solved, but the worst case scenario if it doesn't. We'll start with the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is the business never happens, you don't bring in that extra money, maybe you still have some debt that you carry for an extended period of time because you never make enough to pay it off, and so you're just constantly dragging it forward. Maybe you don't make any more money because you can't move up the ranks at your job and you don't like it that much, so you don't put in the work to move up the ranks, and you just keep thinking about how you don't have enough time, so you're discouraged. So the worst case scenario is you're continually depressed, frustrated, broke, and not reaching your potential. Best case scenario that you do solve the problem is that you not only bring in extra money, but eventually go out on your own, leave the full-time job, and 5x your income. Whoa. And that's probably not even the best case scenario. That's probably just if you gave it 100%. So yeah, if I'm looking 5 years out and I'm seeing a best case scenario, I'm seeing a worst case scenario, and all of these things are true between 1 and 5 years, then it's gonna be even worse in 5 years, and it's gonna be even better in 5 years. 5 years down the line in a full-time business, that's life-changing amount of time and reps to get in. So I think we can agree, yes, this is going to affect me in 5 years. So yes, we're going to solve this problem. Great. So now we know this problem is worth solving. So we need to work on it. I don't have enough time to work on my side business. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to brainstorm ideas. I just want you to brainstorm solutions. That's it. That's it. As many as you can think of, just think of a bunch of solutions, anything. It doesn't matter if you think you can do it or you think it's impossible or you think it's the easiest thing to do. I want the whole spectrum here. Where are we now? Where could we be if we were a little bit more confident? What solutions can you come up with? What we could do is we could quit the job. That's an option. Might be a little risky and probably not advisable, but it's an option. Quit the job, hire a nanny or babysitter, ask for family help, hire a coach, wake up earlier, get less sleep, work late, work on lunch, hire someone to do it for you, hire other home jobs out. So outsourcing things that you have to do that don't pay you anything, like cleaning your house, making your food, stuff like that. Again, is it possible? I don't know. Are we writing it because it's a solution? Yes, don't make excuses. Work with my kids. You know what? I got stuff to do. You can do it with me. All right, so we've got a bunch of options here. No matter what the solutions are, is you're gonna choose your top 3. And the top 3 are going to be the simplest that you know, if it were the case, you would have no excuses, 100%. It would work if you gave it all of your attention and focus while leveraging one of these solutions. If you went 100% on the solution and 100% on the thing you are solving for. So I know the simplest things that I could do would not be quitting my job if I have bills to pay and a family to support. Like, we're not trying to get rid of cash flow that helps us do things. So we're gonna X that one out. That's not gonna happen. But I know something simple would be to ask for other family help. It's simple. It's hard, but it's simple. Hard things are simple. Wake up earlier, that's pretty simple. It's hard, but it's simple. It's very simple. If I wake up an hour earlier, I get an hour more. I'm gonna get less sleep, but what am I doing in my evening routine that I could potentially find some of that time when I'm too tired to work at night? That's why that one's not an option for me. Try to get me to work at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. It's rare for that to work out for me. I'm not gonna kid myself and think that I'm gonna work, but I'm also not gonna watch Netflix if I can get that hour back in the morning. I'm gonna go to sleep. So wake up earlier, ask family for help, and hire a coach. I know that hiring a coach is simple. It's hard because it's going to cost money, but the reason why that's going to change everything for me is that it's very, very, very likely that I am doing things in this project. Even when I ask family for help or even when I wake up earlier, I am doing things I shouldn't be doing even in the side business. And a coach is going to be able to tell me the key things that I can do that are actually going to help move the business forward so that the precious hour that I get, no matter what, is actually going to make a difference because I'm doing the right things in the business that will get me to a point where I'll get more time because I can quit my job because I'm increasing revenue. What are the simplest, the best things you can do right now? Circle those 3. And if hiring a coach is an actual option for you, then head over to my Instagram and DM me coach to find out more details about how you can work with me. Now, you've chosen the 3 simplest, but you're only gonna pick one. Just one from these 3 circled options that you are going to commit to doing. You are going to try to solve this problem with one thing, not a million things, not all the things, not perfect conditions. We're going to pick one thing. And that one thing is going to be to ask for help from family. We know that's the solution. That's going to be the most economical solution. It's going to teach you how to ask for help. It's going to teach you how to work with other people. And it is going to help you to get focused because now the stakes are higher. You are asking someone else for their time and hopefully they're happy to do so and they have found time to be able to do that for you so that you can do this. And in that time, you have to make the most of it. So now we have the solution we're going to commit to and we're going to work on the thing thanks to the solution. Now, what's the thing that we are going to work on? I want you to name your master plan. Now, in this case, because we have a solution to help us work on the side business, this is going to be called Project Side Hustle. When your family member is coming over to do a little bit of, I'll prep the dinner and I'll take care of the kids, you go up to the office and do your thing, you're going in there with a purpose. It's called Project Side Hustle. This problem being solved, now we need to think, okay, how do we make the best use of this time? Let's come up with all the ideas. What are 10, 12 different things that you could do to move your master plan forward? What's going to get the business up and running? What's going to bring in new clients? What's going to get the website? What are the things that you need to do? And I want you to just come up with what those are. This is the 10.0 version of you doing your thing and having a master plan. So what are 10.0 you doing? What are the things that you would be doing? We're going to network, create content, write a lead magnet, open the store, open the Shopify, find a print partner, create the website, hire an editor, file for LLC. I mean, there's just a million things that you can do. And there's going to be a lot of things that you will have to do at some point, and they might end up on this list. But there's going to be one or two things that are vitally the most important. Research, strategy, outline, funnel, email, marketing, DM leads. All right, so we know what problem we're trying to solve. We know why we're trying to solve it and the thing that we want to make happen. We've found a solution for the problem if all things were to work out. And now we have a bunch of things that we can do because our problem got solved. So now we're going to do some circling again. Which items on this list, when you circle them, are something that are the simplest way to advance the project forward, to move the master plan forward? And I'm going to give you a hint. It's very likely something that needs to be done many times. There's going to be things here that you won't do many times. You only have to do once, and they are probably important, but they may not be the most vital thing. You can't organize nothing. You can't make a Notion template for your thing that doesn't exist yet because you're not actually doing things that matter to the master plan. What are things that actually matter to the master plan? And when you have to do them over and over and over and over, you get better, more happens, there's more progress, you get more attention, and things begin to click. That is what we're looking for on this list. Remember the 80-20 rule. The simplest things that make 80% of the difference in 20% of the time. We don't have a lot of time. You told me that in so many different ways. No matter what problem you wrote here, you told me. Not enough time in the world. So what are the things that make the biggest difference in the shortest amount of time? I'm going to tell you right now that if I'm trying to get a business going, I've got no time, I've got a full-time job, I've got kids. All I know for sure is that I can start to build pretty things, but that does not mean that people are going to come running. What I need is customers. I need people to say they'll pay me to work so that when I actually do the work, it's something that is going to be happening and getting paid for so that I'm actually making my time worth more. So for me, the best thing that I can do with the 1 hour a day that I might get is probably going to be DMing leads and creating content to create brand awareness, probably some email marketing as well. I think those are really solid. You'll notice that they are connecting to people, each of those. The likelihood that you can solve the problem and achieve your goals with human connection, no matter what you wrote on this paper, is so great So great. Spoiler alert, that's what you should be looking for here. How you connect with others to move the project forward. If you're starting a business, quite frankly, business doesn't exist if you don't have customers. So we got to find them. And even if you've done nothing yet, you have no experience, even better. The first thing I did to start my business, I already started making YouTube videos, but I didn't know it was a business yet. The first thing I did to start a business was send an email to someone and ask them if I could work for them for free. I said, I have no experience, but I know I'd be really good at this. Let me do it. And that's how I got my first client, and everyone was paid after that. So I DM'd a lead. I just happened to send a personal email, but these days, people be up in the DMs. What are the 3 things that if you did them consistently, it would make the biggest difference? And then you're gonna pick one. Extraordinary action. I just want you to pick one. That's it. You don't have to do all 3. You could just do one. And you know what? You might get a lot of pushback because some of these other things aren't done. And if you end up finding other pockets of time, the kids go to summer camp, you get a day off of work, but they're able to occupy themselves somehow, like just whatever it is, you find a pocket of time. You could binge watch a television show. You could. Or you could say, I have these other things on my master plan list that are not on the radar yet because they are not in the 80% rule, but I could do them. I could file for the LLC. I could go open the bank account. I could start the Shopify store. I could get that website ready so that when I'm DMing people, they're actually going to see that I have something going on. But in the meantime, if you just do one thing consistently and agree to do it, and you agree to do it 50 to 100 times a day for 100 days, what can you do for 100 days? By the way, this, you don't even need that. Sorry. This you can do holding a baby. This you can do on your lunch break. This you can do in your car when you park at work, but it's not time to clock in yet. This is possible. You just have to work through what is the problem. I don't have enough time to work on my side business, but the side business doesn't exist yet because you don't have customers. And if you just did this when you're scrolling or watching this video, you might not even need this. So the point is, get really simple. The master plan is that success is simple. Hard things are simple. If you agree to do hard things and you do them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, you get better. You make a huge difference. So go through all of this if you need to awaken what's important to you. Yes. Why is this important? What's the worst case scenario? But then get really real about how simple this could be. And I know that you're looking at me sideways about what the solution could be, but I dare you to try it. Prove me wrong, I beg of you. I beg of you. There will be many of you who sit in the comment section and tell me all the reasons why I'm wrong, and you've never tried it once. But if you had tried 10 times, not even 100, 10 is more than 0. 10 times for 100 days, I dare you to come back here and tell me it doesn't work. Because guess what's going to happen? In the amount of time that you agree that you're going to take extraordinary action, 100 days, you're not going to do the same thing over and over and over again. You're going to notice on day 7 and then on day 14 and then again on day 50 that you could do better. And then you'll pivot and you'll evolve and it will continue to change and you will change and things will happen. And after this amount of time, you'll suddenly go, wow, remember 100 days ago when I didn't have time for a side business and now I actually have one? Now I need more time. Now my time is worth more. Now we can start making bigger moves when the time is right.